Civilization is said to have begun in Mesopotamia, which is now modern-day Iraq. Then it moved on to Egypt in Africa. And as far as I'm concerned, Africa as a continent and Africans as a people have played a huge role in the advancement of every form of civilization known to man. Either in a good way or bad way, or either by being the source for most raw material during the Industrial Revolution, or being the source for 70% of the world cobalt deposits responsible for your lithium battery in your sexy iPhone or your electric cars. Still, Africa as a continent and Africans as a people has always been looked down on by other races and even within ourselves. But one way in which we as a people can uplift ourselves from the shackles of perpetual inferiority complex towards other races, which is technically passed down to us in our DNA by our ancestors, our parents, and even society, is to look and study the achievements of our fellow Africans, dead or alive, no matter how little or small it may be. So join me as I take a good look at a genius and a controversial character popularly regarded as the man who created the internet by misinformed Afrocentric people, but his real credit is actually the man who created one of the fastest supercomputer, a great inventor, an icon living, one of the greatest influencers of our generation that influenced modern day technology. His name is Philip Emagwali, and I'm really happy diving into his character, his persona, his invention, and let's just get right into the video. So please, if you not like this video and subscribe. If you not like this video, like this video and subscribe, because it won't hurt you if you do, but it will actually hurt me if you don't. So please, like I said before, like this video and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So let's begin. I would love to dive into this fact. Fact number one, Philip Emagwali didn't create the internet. Like I said, Afrocentric people propose he didn't create the internet. The internet was actually created by different individuals and different countries coming together to create the internet. At the same time, the internet came about in different stages. So yeah, get it right. He didn't create the internet. Philip Emagwali is not underappreciated. He's actually appreciated and credited for everything he's actually done, and he's duly recognized for his contribution like most scientists. But I think what people expect from Philip Emagwali is to be a billionaire, which is actually technically not possible, because the actual scientists that wrote the two protocol responsible for the creation of the internet as we have it are doing fine. They are not begging technically, but they are not as rich as Mark Zuckerberg, and that's fact. It doesn't have to be a race thing. They're actually white guys. It doesn't really have to be a race thing. So I just said let me place it right here so you guys will understand. So let's begin. Philip Emagwali was born on Monday, the 23rd of August 1954 to James Nemeka Emagwali and Agatha Iyama Emagwali in Akure, Ondo State, southwestern Nigeria. Originally hailing from Onitsha in Anambra State, southeastern Nigeria, Philip Emagwali is the eldest of 9 children and is regarded as a young child prodigy because he's actually very, very brilliant. He was actually very, very academically brilliant and sound, to the extent of him solving 100 problems or 100 mathematical problems in an hour, and him even having the nickname Calculus during his childhood. But in all sincerity, there is little known fact about his childhood, because different publications over exaggerated his childhood or made some fictional stories about his childhood, which I can't really back up because it lacked proof and solidity. Like most publications instilled that he served in the Biafran army during the war, which is technically false because the Nigerian Biafran war started in 1967, and as of that time he was 13 years, which is very there's no proof about that. He just lacked backing. But despite it proven by me that it's actually wrong. He didn't serve in the military. He still endured every hardship every Biafran had to face during the Nigerian Civil War. Well, after the war, he got a scholarship to study at Oregon State University in 1974. By that time, he was 17 years old. He later earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics. Then he attended George Washington University, where he got 2 degrees in marine engineering and civil engineering. One of the reasons people feel Philip Emagwali isn't really appreciated a lot is the same reason why I heard Thomas Edison in my junior high school rather than Nikola Tesla, or it's the same reason why I heard Steve Jobs, or why everybody knows Steve Jobs rather than Steve Wozniak. It's simply because of their charisma, their great personality, and their business savviness. Like, most geniuses are hard to understand, and that was the case for Philip Emagwali. Like, even in his YouTube page, he's seriously very, very boring. And I'm not trying to shade him, but that's just the truth. It's not a matter of race to a certain level, like we try to portray, but rather it's just a sheer lack of proper orientation and business savviness. Even having lack of a very great charismatic character, and that's just the truth. Well, why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this for those that are going to be in my comment section, trying to blame the white man for neglecting the invention of a black man, and I strongly disagree. And this is because of Philip Emagwali is credited for every invention which he did. What we as Africans, or what we Africans want, is for Philip Emagwali to be given the same adoration which is being given to Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. Well, that's not going to be possible, because Vincent Clef and Bob Callan, the two main people responsible for the two protocol, which is solely or duly responsible for the functionality of the internet as we have it today, are technically not rich as Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, or even as famous as they are, but they are duly credited for their work and contribution to the production of the internet, or the formation of the internet. And that same goes to Philip Emagwali for his work in parallel computing and supercomputing, and that's just the fact. Please, this is not an antagonistic report, as I try to say the right thing and be unbiased as possible as I can be. Having said that, and trying to put everything in different perspective, we start by stating the obvious invention which is actually popularly known for, and that is the creation of the world's fastest computer as of the time, because people subsequently made a better upgrade. Now, the one thing we need to clarify, and I'm going to clarify this again: Philip Emagwali didn't create the internet. So what do you mean fastest computer in a layman understanding? Well, this is what he actually did. He designed and created a formula which, in a connection machine, the second connection machine, linking about 64,000 microprocessor in parallel, and this process is called parallel computing, to create the world's fastest computer as of then. And this computer was able to calculate 3.1 billion calculations in a second. What the fuck? Whoa, like, that was really incredible, and it was very, very outstanding as of then, and it's still even outstanding now because he did it in his dorm room. Like, people try to downplay his achievements, but in all sincerity, if Philip Emagwali didn't achieve what he did, technology as of today won't be the way it was, or it is, or even won't have grown in this manner or within this time frame. And technically, what I'm saying is just the fact. Like, most people tend to downplay Philip Emagwali's achievements in the supercomputing field, which is technically wrong, because they fail to understand that his achievement and his creation are still being applied till this very day. Take for instance, Apple Computer used his multiple processing technology or technique to manufacture a dual processor for its Power Mac G4 computer, which had a peak speed of 3.1 billion. Like, it's just really, really crazy. Even IBM used his invention or its formula to manufacture its 1.3 $134 million supercomputer, which had a peak speed of 3.1 trillion per second. Like, it's really mad. Even I'm technically looking at the screen now and looking at the them. It's really really crazy. Like, sincerely, really crazy. Downplaying his role as one of the leading minds in propelling modern technology won't change the fact that his application of 64,000 microprocessor ultimately helped in various fields like the meteorology field, health, and even environment, and many more. Like, using the connection machine and his formula in parallel computing to even forecast the long-term global warming pattern is just too crazy. Like, this guy did a lot. He brought different models, or his invention helped. Like, he made the invention helped in helping to understand groundwater flow and oil reservoir. Like, as a geologist, understanding or modeling an oil reservoir is really crazy. In layman understanding, knowing the amount of oil in a reservoir rock is like, personally as a geologist, is really amazing. And knowing that a black man did that is just really crazy. Like, a black man didn't really even have to invent the internet or invent the connection machine, but technically his gifts in, or him just adding his own intellectual gift to those fields made it or propelled it to another level. It transformed the course of human history, and that's just really amazing. And that's what every Nigerian and every African needs to be proud of, regardless of who wants to downplay his achievement. Like, knowing this alone is really really crazy, and that's just the truth. In conclusion, I would love to state that despite the publications from Sahara Reports and other publications to downplay and tarnish the accomplishment of Philip Emagwali, his accomplishments can't simply be erased from history, and that's fact. To all my computer gig, I'm really sorry that I didn't really emphasize more, notably the Gordon Prize. That's the award he won for supercomputing. I'm really sorry about that. Like, most people watching this video are layman, so I had to explain it in a simplified way for them to understand. Well, like, that's just how it is. So guys, I really appreciate you for sticking with me to the end of this video, and I really love you guys. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. Like I said, click the like button, subscribe, because like I always say, it won't hurt you if you do, but it actually hurts me if you don't. So please like this video, and subscribe. Like this video and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace. I love you guys. I see you in the next video. Peace out.